another question about Ghislaine Maxwell being at her daughter's wedding, and you have got to see her response. It is, it's what all the elite do. And now we're not calling them the elite anymore. They are either the pedo class or the predator class. And we're going to take a look at that in a second, but I want to remind you guys about realmelanieking.com.
Was Ghislaine Maxwell, the daughter of Chelsea Clinton's wedding in 2010. She'd already been mentioned in a civil lawsuit by Virginia Giuffre before that. Jeffrey Epstein had already been convicted before that.
She came as the plus one, the guest of someone who was invited. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all.
Can I ask, why was Ghislaine Maxwell invited?
The plus one to a former president and first lady and also Secretary of State's daughter's wedding, which would be highly guarded. Every single name, every guest would have to be screened and run through checks that you don't. This isn't like a normal person's wedding where you don't have to give the name. Even in normal weddings, on this level, I think her wedding was $3 million. You are going to have the name of that extra, that plus one, okay, to be able to write out the place cards and the seating, the charts and all of that. They knew she was coming. Now she was a plus one. And then right then she has to go ahead and abruptly end the entire thing. Guys, this is classic, but that's not even the real tea. I got to show you this. Because she lied under oath. Because it says, listen to this. It says Hillary Clinton testified under oath today that she never met Jeffrey Epstein. A 2011 email just surfaced of Epstein casually telling someone, hey, Hillary Clinton is much prettier in person. Really? Let's take a look. I'm going to read it over here because it's just much bigger. Someone wrote to Jeffrey. It says, meeting has been added with the CEO of Unilever. Not sure I will be able to get there in time, but I am free after lunch with Eva for a bit. What's your afternoon like? I'm confused. Are they saying that meeting has, is this his assistant who is saying that your meeting with the CEO of Unilever has been, that's happening, that it's been added to his calendar? Who was the CEO of Unilever back then? Are they still the CEO of this company? Meeting directly with Jeffrey Epstein? Perhaps. But then he responds and he says, no problem. Let's go for a walk when you are finished with Eva. Okay. So then that person responds, wait, what does it say? High heels. I guess this is him responding. This is weird. I'm trying to figure this out. It says high heels, walk, not a great idea. You could carry me. Does Eva live close to you? Hey, Hillary Clinton is much prettier in person. The car will pick you up. Eva is on 85th and 5th. Okay, so this is Epstein writing to this person. And actually, I made a mistake. Both emails, it looks like, I think both emails are from Jeffrey. So he is saying that it's been added. I'm just so confused on the way they have this. I think they purposely made it confusing. But for sure, Jeffrey is saying, high heels, walk, not a great idea. You could carry me. But does Eva live close to you? Hey, Hillary Clinton is much prettier in person. I am so confused. Because who is saying this? Is she saying, it sounds like the woman is responding saying, I have high heels, walk, not a great idea. You could carry me. Does Eva live close to you? But what's weird is that she's going to go meet with Eva. She's going to have lunch. But then why would she ask, does she live close to you? Something's not right about this. I'm going to have to dig through it. But, and then he put the car will pick you up. Eva is on 85th and 5th. This makes no sense. Because if okay, there is time, but I am free after lunch with Eva for a bit. What's your afternoon like? High heels, walk. Okay, so this is redacted. And this person did write this. But it's not making sense. If you met with Eva for lunch, why can't you ask where she lives? I think we have some deception going on because none of this chain is making any sense to me. If this woman met with Eva, then she would, hey, where do you live? They would, like, she's meeting with her. So then why would she then ask about Epstein knowing this? And then what is the tie to Hillary Clinton? And saying she's prettier in person. So again, it is not a smoking gun, okay, as it's claiming to be. But still, as you put all these pieces together, none of it is making any sense. And we know, you're telling me Jeffrey Epstein went to the White House 17 times. 17 times when Bill Clinton was president. And not once Hillary Clinton met with him. He was over on the island dozens of times. All these different pictures. Not once Hillary Clinton was there. And then even at her own daughter's wedding, invited. They're checking the names. And still, she doesn't meet Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell set up the Clinton Foundation. We'll get into that, though.
There, I mean, it just, none of it is making any sense. But of course it's not. We're just getting a bunch of smoke and mirrors and bread and circus. Nothing's going to happen to her. Nothing's going to happen to Bill Clinton. But we know these are the games that they play. So guys, I don't know. Maybe my brain is breaking. You let me know. Am I just confused? Maybe explain it to me better. Maybe I need to kind of sit and really pour over this a little bit better. I'm not understanding exactly how this works, but leave a comment. Let me know what
Again, Hillary Clinton is an attorney. She's using language that she knows she can use to deflect, period. And I'm going to ask a question of Grok before I... Sorry, guys. There's some things I wanted to run through before we check out Grok, because I have a few questions. Because you're saying that you never met Epstein, that you had no contact with him, and okay. Even though he was recorded being at the White House while your husband was president several times. Your husband's on the plane several times, but you never met him. Stop that. You guys have a weird relationship, obviously. And we all saw it play out because he was always messing around with other women. A lot. Too many times. My goodness. And some of these people met an unfortunate end, allegedly. But yeah. Hillary, she's an interesting one. Oh my goodness. There's so many comments. As Bud says, Laura Silsby was down in Haiti accused of child trafficking under Clinton. She was caught and then they put her as the person over Amber Alerts for children. Mm-hmm. And Laura Silsby was caught. Okay. And was never prosecuted. They brought her back to the U.S. to head the Amber Alerts for children. So crazy. You're right. You can't make this up. Ask Grok, who is Laura Silsby? Okay, that's going to be a good one. See, y'all just feed my need to do this craziness. So let me check this out. Okay. I would say... Oops. Okay. Hold on a second. Got some typos. Nope. Okay, that's actually spelled right. So I'm going to let that go. Because a lot of times I got to let this stuff run its course before I transition screens. So it's not a lot of delay. I've learned some things. But yeah. at this juncture, we know who these people are. And so here's the deal. We are still the court of public opinion, and we can still choose who we decide to partner with or not partner with, listen to or not listen to. So, in my opinion, individuals that are doing things that are underhanded, that are wrong, we can separate ourselves from them. Now, if the Democratic Party is going to choose to hold up Hillary and Bill Clinton, when we know they've been involved in some alleged, we'll just say alleged, right? Illicit activity that has been brought to the public. At this juncture, if we decide to still partner with them in anything, then that's on us. Because we can say, you know what? We're not partnering with you wherever you are. So if you're going to sit with the Democratic Party, we're not going to do that. If you are going to keep your foundation up, we're not going to support it. We demand that the federal government not give them any other funding, period. Now, they can still get funded from other sources, but we're not going to fund you. Our tax dollars are not going to fund you. And if people decide to send you money, then they know what they're sending their money to. You know who you're partnering with. I'm just saying it's got to come down to that. So just asking the question of Grok, who is Laura Silsby? And I asked about her connection to the Clintons, Haiti, and the Amber Alert system. So Lori Silsby, now known as Lori Galier, thank you so much for that maiden name, right, is an American businesswoman and former missionary from Idaho. She gained international attention in 2010 when she led a group of 10 Baptist missionaries associated with New Life's Children's Refuge, a nonprofit she founded in an attempt to transport 33 Haitian children across the border to the Dominican Republic following the devastating January 2010 earthquake in Haiti. The group was arrested on January 29th, 2010 at the border and initially charged with child kidnapping and criminal association, as they lacked proper documentation or authorization to remove the children from the country. Silsby claimed the intent was to provide orphanage care and adoption opportunities for children she believed were orphaned or abandoned, but investigations revealed that many of the children had living parents who had voluntarily given them up, expecting better care, not realizing they may be taken out of Haiti permanently. So there are countries where they will build like an orphanage, or I don't want to call it a halfway house, but basically it's like an orphanage and it has a school and there's funding. And missionaries do this because our church is actually assisting someone who's doing something very similar to this. I want to say in the Congo, right? Very dangerous, but that's what's happening. So this is what those parents were expecting. Not too far for the parents, maybe a mile or two away from their home where they could still visit their children, but their children will be better off. They'd be fed, they'd be clothed, they'd be educated. The nine, right? That's what the parents are believing. They were taking these kids to a different country. And you're missionaries? What are y'all doing? What are you up to? So the charges against 9 of the missionaries were eventually dropped as they were released. Silsby, as the organizer, was convicted only on a lesser charge of arranging irregular travel and sentenced to time served about 3 months, allowing her release on May 17, 2010. Critics and legal analysis have described the incident as a child trafficking scheme, highlighting Silsby's connection to individuals later linked to human trafficking and the disregard for Haitian family integrity amid post-disaster chaos. However, Silsby and her group maintained it was a humanitarian effort gone awry due to misunderstanding the local. No, you have to understand the local laws before you get there. You don't just run up in a country and be like, hey, we're going to take care of Karen, and then we're going to take your kids across the border somewhere. No, you knew what you were doing. And it was illegal, and you used the church to do it. Stop it. God's going to find you. I'm just letting you know right now, you better repent. Ma'am, just horrible. And You know, unfortunately, Haiti is treated very badly when it comes to stuff like this. I mean, we all know some of the things going on in Haiti, but the child trafficking, the human trafficking going on in Haiti, probably off the charts. Stuff that we